Today, we're going to look at Photoshop's new AI Generative Fill tool and 3 different ways to use it. First, we're going to add objects to images, then remove elements from images, and finally, blend 2 different pictures together. Without further ado, let's fire up Photoshop Beta and let's start designing. The first thing we're going to do using the Generative Fill tool is to add elements to our composition. I have this high-res image of a grass field that I want to turn into a farm setting. And the first thing I want to do is add a nice little barn house to the left of my image. And I can do that by starting off with the lasso tool and then just outlining where I want my barn house to go. To get a little angle here, the roof. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate. The tool is going to do the majority of that for you. Once our selection is selected, we're going to hit the Generative Fill tool, and I want to type in rustic barn house and hit enter. All right, looks like we have a couple options for our barn house. This one looks a little funky. I like this one though. Now I want to add in a windmill over here to the back. So again, using the lasso tool, I'm going to outline my windmill. Type in windmill, hit enter. Okay, I think it did a pretty good job considering our outline here. I like this one. Now, I also want to add a little horse stable here to the right. So, same thing. I'm going to use my lasso tool to outline where I want the stable to go. And type in horse stable. Again, we have 3 options to choose from. I think it did a pretty good job with all of them here, but we want it to be a little close. Maybe we can choose this one. And lastly, I want to change the grass here. Instead of being this bushy grass into a more plain field. So I'm going to select the region where we want to change the grass. I'm going to add this part here just to make sure everything is selected. Type in just grass to begin with. Okay, that is not what we were expecting. Yeah. X out of this and try it again. So making my selection one more time. We can type in grass field this time around. Okay, this is a little better. The color is a little off and the barn area over here is a little wacky. Okay. This is way better than I expected, to be honest, because we have a path going from the barn house to the stables over here, which is fantastic. Let's see the third one. This one's also pretty good as far as the color goes, but the barn again is missing a lower section here. So we're gonna go ahead with this one, and the only thing that's missing from our farm here is some animals. So let's see how well Photoshop can do with getting some horses on the field. Excuse my rough outline of a horse here. This is more of a cow than a horse. Let's see if it can give us a nice looking horse. Okay. There's our horse. These are pretty good. This one's in a interesting pose here. I'm gonna play around with adding in a few more animals, and then we can catch up. And there we go. Here's our final product. We went from a plain grass field to a full barn. And that's how we can use the generative fill tool to add things to our composition. Next up, we're gonna look at how we can remove things from an existing image using this tool. Okay, so we're looking at an image of a forest with some bison and a few other animals. Let's see how we can use the generative fill tool to remove some of these animals. So again, it's as simple as using the lasso tool, selecting the object we want to remove. In this case, it's this bison over here. And hitting generative fill. Instead of typing in anything, we could just leave it blank and hit generate. And there you go. I think this one is pretty accurate. You can kind of tell it's a little off just by comparing this area to this area. But overall, I think it did a pretty good job. Let's see if we can remove something a little more tricky. Like this guy over here behind this plant. So again, we're using the lasso tool to make our selection. And now we can hit generate. And there you go. I think it did a pretty good job here. I like this first one. Let's try and see if it can remove something a little bigger, like this big tree here in the middle. So again, using the lasso tool, I'll make a selection around this tree. And hit generate. And there you go. Looks like it replaced it with another tree in this third image here. But I think all of these are good, to be honest. And there you have it. That's how to remove elements from a composition using generative fill. Next up, we're going to look at how to blend two images together using this tool. So I have these two top-down views of a beach with some people down here and a construction site. Now I want to see how the generative fill tool can blend those in and if we get a good outcome. So I'm going to use the marquee tool, which is the same as the lasso tool but with defined shapes. I'm going to use the rectangle to select both images at the same time, maybe a little more of both, and hit the generative fill and keep it blank. And there you go. I think it did a pretty good job here again, although this is less of a construction area, more like a quarry or something that's been demolished. But a pretty good job. Let's look at our other options here. More of the same. Yeah, pretty good job. Okay, so instead of a construction site this time, let's see if we can blend in just a regular city view with the beach. So again, using the marquee tool, selecting both images, keeping this blank, hitting generate. This is a little better. Some more demolition over here, but I think the transition is as well. Some of these streets look a little off, but for the most part, I think it did a good job. Some of these people are looking more like debris, but if you zoom out far enough, you can't tell the difference. Let's look at our other options here. Okay. Yeah, interesting road situation over here. But there you go. That's how you blend in two images using the generative fill tool in Photoshop. Thank you very much for watching this video today. Please like and subscribe for similar design and AI content, and let me know in the comments below how you've been using the AI fill tool. It's been Jam Design, and I'll see you in the next one.